Tom, ahead of Eastleigh and a very busy schedule with the bank holiday weekend, obviously. And a bit of a weird one, playing on Wednesdays. That's a new thing we've had to do this year. Obviously, we had the one last year, but does that make any difference at all, or is it just preparation as usual?
Well, it is the logistics for, obviously, there's a little bit more rest between the Saturday and the Wednesday, but then a lot less rest between the Wednesday evening and the following Saturday. And considering we'll follow that very quickly with the Monday game up at Solihull, it means for a very, very busy 5 days or so. So, yeah, well, it's different. It's something that obviously the sponsors in terms of the television company have decided they want to be able to stream more games, and this week we've been picked to play on a Wednesday. So we've got to do as we're told.
Yeah, you can't control it, can you? So just get on with it. But, you know, training this week ahead of this one, how's that been? Obviously, in itself, from Saturday, so only a few sessions, but they've been all right?
Yep, very good. I think the lads returned really bright and breezy on Monday. You know, in the grand scheme of things, when you watch that game back, there's a lot to like about it. You know, there's a lot of really good individual performances. But it was also a huge indication to me that the group were together in terms of when we lost Theo. Albeit I still feel to a harsh decision. I've seen worse tackles even in the game following that one, to be honest with you. But you know, the bigger decisions didn't really go our way on the day, and that happens. You've got to suck that up sometimes, and hopefully, you know, we keep rolling the dice. We're gonna land on the right numbers shortly, and we're confident that'll be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and scoring goals as well, aren't we? So that's always a positive. Obviously, hopefully, keep them out at the other end from in the future, but that's a good thing, a good sign for the season ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, I think people who've come to watch us over the last couple of seasons understand that we'll always be an attacking threat. We like to fill the team with attacking, thinking players, and it's something we don't want to use excuses, because I'm a no excuse type of bloke, and we've suffered a lot of, or we continue to suffer injuries since towards the end of last season into pre-season, and they're just hanging around a little bit, which is, you know, but we've got some light on the horizon. We feel we'll have one or two of them, maybe even three of them back in the next couple of weeks, and then maybe another one in a week or so after that. So there's hope on the horizon in that front. But ultimately, you know, when someone's injured or not available, somebody else gets an opportunity, and I'm sure that people have got their opinion as to who might play or who they think should play, but whoever's picked will be picked on merit in terms of how he's acted, either being on the pitch in a match situation over pre-season, and certainly how he's performed in training right from the start of pre-season.
And something as well from Saturday's game, opposition manager was quite complimentary of how we played, which is always a good sign. And one to take from that as well, as you said earlier, you know, we might not have got the result, but there were definite signs in there, weren't there?
Oh, huge. I mean, listen, if we hadn't scored any goals and we looked like we struggled to be in the games, then I would be worried. But I'm not, because, you know, on any given day, them 3 games we've just played in a week, we could have won all 3 of them games, you know, and I'm sure that the teams that played against us will say they'll have easier games, or they'll not play as well in some games, and they'll win. And we be the same. It happens. But you've got to believe in what we do, which we certainly do as a staff and as a playing staff. And you've just got to move on to the next game. And I know that's a cliche, and it's the same. No matter how big the game appears, it's just another game of football. And if you build it up to something that it's not, you put undue pressure on certain people that might be able to handle that pressure. So, you know, we've prepared, or we will prepare, all the way up until the game, exactly like we have done for the previous games. We've just, obviously, we've taken a look at Eastleigh and felt we can see where they're strong, and we can see where we may be able to, you know, force errors and stuff like that. So, no different to other games. It's just the next game.
Yeah, you've pretty much touched on it there. I mean, because of the close proximity of the teams, it kind of gets made into a bit of a Hampshire derby, doesn't it? And the fans enjoy it and get a bit of a better atmosphere. So, but is that just for the fans to do, to pump it up for the players? Or is your message to the players, as you've said there, just go out and see it as a normal game? Yeah,
it has to be. I mean, like I said, you don't want to put undue pressure on younger players if there are in the team. And there is a close proximity, and 3 derby, I suppose you could call it. But, you know, everybody knows what our derby is, and it'll stay that way as far as I'm concerned.